It's that time of year again. It's the time of year again. Oh my God. The time where we all come together as family. Family is one of those things that everybody can relate to. Whether it's by blood, by bond, or by choice, family has a way of bringing out everything in us. The best, the worst, and sometimes the downright hilarious. And if there's one movie that shows that in a completely unfiltered comedic way, it's Step Brothers. And Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly definitely did their thing when it came to showing their version of brotherhood. That awkward, chaotic real-life tension that happens when two grown men are forced to grow up together. So, let's give a little a little background into how this story came to be. Step Brothers dropped in 2008. It was directed by Adam McKay, produced by Jimmy Miller and Judd Apatow, I think that's how you say it, and written by the trio, John, Will, and Adam. What a creative team, right? But what made it stand out wasn't just the jokes. It was the realness behind them. A lot of the wow moments in that movie actually came from real experiences. From Will's childhood stories to John's high school memories, even the infamous drum set scene. Inspired by real life frustration. That's what made it so authentic, even through the laughter. The movie pulled in $128 million at the box office on a $65 million budget. Not bad for two children trying to build bunk beds. But the real impact wasn't just in the numbers. Over time, Step Brothers became one of those cult classics that people quote at family gatherings, send memes about, and just rewatch just to escape. Now, here where we are in 2025, it's still being recognized as one of the 100 best comedies in the 21st century. That says something, right? But here's where I want to take this episode. Let's step beyond the film facts and talk about what it means to be family, to grow, to clash, to laugh our way through the messy parts of connection. Because that's what Step Brothers really shows us. That even through immaturity and conflict, love and laughter somehow bring it all together. So this episode is going to be a lighthearted one, but also reflective. We're talking about family, forgiveness, and finding humor in our shared humanity. So grab your notebook or your Thanksgiving leftovers, and let's dive into the ink of this movie's message and the impact it's had on how we see family. Let's make an impact. Before we jump into the movie, I want to start this one off a little differently. Let's just sit with family for a second. Because when I think about Step Brothers, it's more than just a comedy. It's nostalgia. It reminds me of growing up with my sisters. I have two of them. And let me tell you, those memories run deep. My little sister and I used to argue over the TV all the time. She wanted to watch Disney Channel, and I was all about Nickelodeon. And the way we go back and forth, it reminds me of the drum set scene in Step Brothers. That whole don't touch my stuff energy. Yeah, that was us. And then with my older sister, honestly, I can't even remember what we argued about half the time. But somehow it always turned into one of those Jill and Brennan in the backyard kind of fights. Loud, petty, and hilarious even when you look back at it now. That's what makes this movie special for me. Beneath all the wild humor, it brings up the truth about growing up with siblings. That push and pull, that love-hate bond that eventually just turns into love. Now, that we're older, it's funny how things change. The arguments don't matter anymore. We've learned to release that old tension, to understand that we're all just trying to do life together. Family really is a constant work in progress, but it's a beautiful one. So, before we go into the film, I want you to take a second and think back. What are some things, some of those moments you've shared with your family, your siblings, your cousins, your mom, or whoever you've been through the chaos with? The holidays always seem to bring those memories back. The laughter, the arguments, the weird family habits that somehow make the season feel like home. Take a moment to smile about those times, because as wild as it gets, that's the ink that writes our story, and that's the impact of family. Now, let's take that energy and move into the movie. I'm going to drop in a scene next that captures exactly what I mean. That perfect mix of chaos and connection that only family can give.
Brennan, please don't do that.
Oh, it's enough ketchup. Come on. Yeah.
I like it.
Jill, I don't know if you might want to try this. I make a sauce, we call it fancy sauce.
For me.
That Brennan really likes with his chicken nuggets.
It's my fancy sauce.
Well, when Brennan finishes, I'll give you some of this, and it's ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together.
So good.
I want some fancy sauce.
Yeah.
Not using it. It's good.
Do you not have fancy sauce?
Of course. Of course.
I'm using it right now.
Okay. So let's just
try it.
Just let him try some.
Yeah, I really would like some.
Just one last spoonful.
I think you got it there, Brennan. So here you go.
Thanks.
It's ketchup and mayonnaise.
I don't like it. It smells weird.
Okay.
Try some.
You want some?
Sure, absolutely. You don't mind, do you, Brennan? Okay.
Brennan.
I'm not comfortable.
That's okay.
Nah, it's okay. It's probably not good on fish anyway.
But my dad's king of the castle, so if he wants fancy sauce, he should.
No,
It's not like if he wants fancy sauce, he can make his own batch.
So you know what? Today, when you were driving around, Dale was telling me that he's really into Kung Fu, and I was telling him that you're really into Kung Fu as well.
I have a green belt. Read it and weep.
I don't believe in belts. There should be no ranking system for toughness. But one time I wrestled a giraffe to the ground with my bare hands.
It's not true, Dale. Don't be ridiculous.
So Dale, what have you been working on recently?
Well, I manage a baseball team.
Little League?
Fantasy league. Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Why don't you stop being so confrontational, Dale?
I'm not the one staring at me.
So, Brennan, how about you? I know you used to work at PetSmart. Hmm?
That's right, Mr. Dillback.
Call me Robert.
That's right, Robin.
Robert.
Rob.
Actually, Brennan is a really talented person. He's a very gifted singer.
Okay.
I'm really, really good.
How good?
I've been called the songbird of my generation by people who've heard me. That good.
The only trick is that Brennan's very particular about who he sings in front of. So I'm his mom, for example. I've only heard him sing twice.
It's funny that you say that, because I can sing too. In fact, I'll sing right now. If you want to get down on these hairy balls, why don't you jump right in?
Hey.
It's a crotch party right up in here. Why don't you lick on this big John?
Stop it, Dale! Stop it! Stop it!
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
That's so funny. The last time I heard that, I laughed so hard I fell off my dinosaur.
Stop. All right now. All right. Let's just back off. All right. Brennan, it's okay. It's okay. Great.
He
Dad.
said a mean thing
All
first.
right. Okay. Just look. You know what? Hey, guys. Okay. Sleeping arrangements. It's going to be different, but because Dale refuses to give up his office drum set, that means that Brennan, you and Dale are going to have to share a room. But it's just temporary.
Mom, we didn't talk about this.
Right. Well, it's going to be an exciting adventure.
Want to show him the room, Dale? Show him where he can put his stuff?
That's nice. Thank you.
You ever think about how that first dinner together always sets the tone? In that stepbrother scene, it's not even about the food. It's about the tension. Two grown men at that table, side-eyeing each other, fork scraping the plate like a warning, but both of them knowing that this is my new reality. And that's what it felt like growing up, right? When mom said, or didn't even tell you that you have to share a room, but no buts, right? Suddenly, it's not your space anymore. It's ours. Two worlds colliding, one messy, one neat, one quiet, one loud, one that wants the window open, one that swears it's freezing. That's me. But what's wild is how that discomfort becomes memory. The laughter, the late night talks, the fights over blankets, all a part of that unspoken bond. It's like sharing a room taught us early what it means to share life. And yeah, it wasn't perfect, but looking back, I wouldn't change it because those walls held a blueprint of what or how we learned to coexist. And yeah, Dale sighs, and I've definitely felt that one.
Little heaven, little hell. Ow! And that's what
Hey,
Hey,
Guys doing some modeling? I get back
why are you so sweaty?
I was watching Cops.
Brandy and Heather are
Not supposed to have your feet on the couch.
choreographic pictures of themselves. I guess what happens when we film them together.
Hey, man. Do you touch my drum set?
No?
It's just weird, because seems like someone definitely touched my drum set.
Yeah, that is weird. Because I didn't touch him.
Hey! Did you touch my drum set?
Hey, knock it off!
I know you touched my drumstick, because the left one has a chip in it.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Fuck you, Brennan. I know you touched my drum set, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it.
Get out of my face, or I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
You swear on your mom's life that you didn't touch it then.
I don't have to swear to shit.
That's because you fucking touched my drum set, because I know Cops doesn't start till 4. Where are you going?
I'm going upstairs. Because I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set. Okay?
If you do that, I am warning you right now, if you touch my drums, I will stab you in the neck with a knife. Ian, go in the room.
Don't miss the spot. John Bob's playing Moby Dick for real.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
Jules? Wait, what's wrong?
Excuse me, sorry. Dr. Novak, the phone's for you. I think it's urgent.
Hello? Hey, would you please stop screaming, please. I'm on my way. There seems to be some savage fight going on between my son and stepson, so I
Family issues, huh?
I don't believe in talking about people's personal lives behind their back.
You know nobody likes you, right?
Whew. Okay. That's chaos in stereo, right? Every single time I hear that drum set bit, I'm transported back to being a kid. Petty fights and all. You can feel the ridiculousness and the real anger at the same time. Which is exactly what makes it so funny and so true. Now, the ink. What the scene writes about siblings. On the surface, it's ridiculous. Chips on drumsticks, threats, and nutsack jokes. But the ink underneath is familiar. Boundary violations, point of views that don't line up, and people defending what's theirs. It reads like a tiny amplified memory, small offenses that feel huge in the moment, that childhood blown up battles over TV channels, toys, or who gets the front seat. The writing nails the heightened logic kids use when everything matters. Now, the impact. What that moment does to us. It turns the ugly into the hilarious, which gives us breathing room to look at our own family scraps and laugh at how small they really were. It reminds us that even when people act insane, they're vulnerable underneath, lashing out because they care in a messy way or because they're scared of losing something. And that's a dynamic that plays out across kitchens and holidays everywhere. Now, my personal tie-in reflection, I do want to at least give you guys the insight of just what it means for me. Now, you heard my reflection on my terms, I guess you can say. But let me know about your own. Let's hear your voice in this situation. I want you to think, what's your drum set moment from your childhood? The petty fight that feels hilarious now. Let's drop it in the Lily Lounge. I want to read some of your favorites. Those moments that you can reflect back on and acknowledge. And I'm actually going to do the same. So, yeah, let's do that. What's crazy is moments like that help us understand later in life what relationships are really about. The ups, the downs, the misunderstandings, the laughter that sneaks in between the fights. When you think about siblings, our first relationships outside of our parents is definitely the first thing that comes to mind. They're the first people we have to learn how to share space with, and how to argue, how to make up, how to love, even when we don't like them in the moment. As we grow, we start to recognize patterns, the way we move with each other, how we handle conflict, what we take personal, and what we let go. Excuse me. It all starts there. That's where we begin learning how to care for somebody else, how to respect their likes, their quirks, their space, and even the things that annoy us. I think the next scene in the movie, for the drum set scene, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I said the next scene. The last scene, oh, that's what I'm getting mixed up. My words mixed up on. I think the last scene in the movie really helps show that, because when we grow up, we start to see that those small childhood habits, those random arguments, those shared moments, they're all part of who we become. We start to see our siblings not just as that person who used to get on our nerves, but as reflections of our own growth. That's my sister. That's my brother. That's part of me. And maybe that's what Step Brothers is really about. Underneath the laughs, learning how to accept people for who they are, and realizing that family is one long lesson in love, grace, and acceptance. All right, so let's talk about relationships, what they really mean, and how they shape us. And what better way to do that than with my own siblings? I want to introduce you to Shatonia, my oldest sister, and Megan, my little sister. They're going to give you their perspective on the ink of Step Brothers and what the writing and the humor spoke to them, and the impact it had on how they see relationships, family, and our own childhood memories. All right, my lilies. This is going to be a raw take with my sisters. I have two, and this is going to be our take with Shatonia, aka Sha Sha, and then Megan, my little sister. So we're going to dive right into it. Let's go with the first question. When you think about Step Brothers, what's the one scene that instantly sticks with you, and why?
My scene for Step Brothers is the drum scene when he just say, I'm gonna put my next on the drum set, and he say, no, don't you do it. Okay, I just got to. That's what I thought. So, why are you sweating? That's why you got to watching cops.
Because cops doesn't come on till 4. Okay. And mine will be the part where he say, "Did we just become best friends?" Yep. After they did so much arguing and bickering for so long. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go into question number 2. Does that scene remind you of anything we used to do growing up? Like a fight or a moment or something totally ridiculous that only we would understand?
Yeah, the part the fighting scene that about shoes and oh yeah, but with me it's a shoe part, and for Jasmine, which Jazz.
So yeah, the fighting and the bickering to me, it just reminds me of like when we just be arguing all day or just talking about just after each other, irritating each other pretty much. Clothes we used to share, things we used to do, as far as for arguments, just silly stuff like Shay Shay said with shoes. It reminds you of our childhood really much as far as for how we used to argue. Yeah. Okay. Well, looking back now, do you think those little fights or weird moments helped us understand each other better, like how we love and how we forgive each other? So I say sometimes, and the only reason why I say sometimes is because like we still argue
but it may still be like things that like Jazz, of course, do that I still pretty much don't like, or Shay do that I don't like. And it's things that I'm pretty sure I do, that they don't like. But I guess as sisters and just family, like I say, I just say sometimes because it's still things, although that we're grown in today's real world, that still actually we are kind of petty related back to the movie or arguing over something. Okay.
Yeah, the irritation of everything, and my other sister said we be fighting out. No, but it's not all day. It's not all day situation. It is the like about 30 minutes up, 45 minutes to an hour maybe, and then I go my separate ways, and I be mad, but I'm gonna get over it. Cause at the end of the day, we still talk as sisters.
Exactly. So, as definitely you laid it on perfectly for the message. Is at the end of the day, we are sisters. So, what or was there a moment in the movie that made you think, "Wow, that actually feels like family," or something that reminds you, you have how you've grown as a sibling, like just like, oh, that's a family moment, like yeah, that's family, like anybody will get into it about something about room sharing a room, that's family, that's a family moment. As us as siblings, we've grown to understand that as siblings we're going to fight, like you said, as sisters. So what's a moment in the movie that made you think, wow, that feels like family, or that's a sibling situation? They're always going to fight over something like that. Okay. Question 3. Okay. Was there a moment in the movie that made you think, wow, that actually feels like family, or something that reminds you that how we've grown as siblings thus far? And for my example, I would say for just us being able to like share each other's stuff and things like that. Like, oh, you need something, oh, I need something. We used to just be kind of territorial over our stuff. You? Yeah, she was territorial, and I was more so like irritable with like little things that Jazz would do. So Tom, like when she'll just burp or something, instead of saying excuse me, she like skew me and just irritate and stuff like that or whatever. So
I wasn't territorial, but I was irritable, but I was more so an emotional sister. But yeah, I was more sensitive to certain subjects.
Okay. When you think back on all the small arguments and annoyances, like Megan said, or silly fights we had as kids, what's one thing? What's one that sticks out as surprisingly meaningful now as a annoyance and things like that, like, or a silly fight? Like I said, like when we were outside, I don't even remember what happened, but I remember the fight because it was really intense. But it's really stupid now.
And let's go back to earlier. We make intense moments. Scorpio make intense. Virgo makes intense, and so it be very intense. At that moment, we was just irritable and irritated at the same time. And I don't know what was going on. I forgot too.
All right. If we were to watch Step Brothers together again now, what do you think we'd notice about it differently compared to when we first saw it?
My thoughts on it is, I probably know something different this time about the parent letting them use power tools for one in the house. They building that bed, and then it collapsed.
Girl, they are grown men on there, so they should be able to use power tools.
Yeah, but the bed collapsed.
Dale, no power tools, huh? Dale, no power tools. Okay, we're done anyway. Okay. And I would say for me, just relating back on to just like how siblings
actually argue or like just not getting along for a little while and then finally coming back together and just getting along again?
Yeah. No. My end, that's the beginning. That's the end. The end of it was of them becoming best friends at the end and understanding each other. For one, on both sides. And yeah, they'll get their own place and Brandon get his own place, and they both get a job.
Gotcha. So this.
Don't you throw that fucking shit. Stop throwing.
And that's my nephew in the back.
Stop throwing.
Okay, so this is gonna be our last take. We're gonna go ahead and end it here with our questions because we got duties here with little man and he cannot keep himself under control here. So we're gonna end it here and we're gonna go ahead and just say who we are. Again, this is Jazz, your favorite gardener, and go ahead and introduce yourselves.
And this is Shay, your silent gardener.
This is Megan, silent gardener. Depending on the topic, I may or may not say nothing, but for the most part, silent gardener. Thanks for having me, lilies. All right, and that wraps our episode. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. I know we've had a little weird, raw episode here. Life happens, and little man, I did want to see him, so I hope you guys understand. But anyway, the episode is a wrap. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good rest of your evening. Okay, that's a wrap, you guys. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge my sisters, Megan and Sha Sha, aka Shatonia, and also want to give a shout out to them as fellow lilies and gardeners in the Lily Lounge. And for iLily, thank you for being Lily Pillows and for sharing your hearts and for being a part of this episode. Hearing their take on what sisterhood really means and how they connected with stepbrothers made this episode extra special. And my oldest sister has seen the movie several times, and so has Megan. I'm pretty sure. So when we started talking about it, the memories just came flooding back. The most iconic scene, hands down, is the bunk bed scene. That's the one my little sister brought up, and honestly, I couldn't agree more when I first asked him about the movie. That moment still has me laughing no matter how many times I watch it. Pure chaos. Yes, also pure sibling energy. All in all, I hope you enjoyed the family-centered episode, diving into what it really means to be a part of a family. The ups, the downs, the drama, the laughter, and everything in between. And now, being an aunt, I see it all through a new lens. Watching my sisters grow and have children and changes how you look at those arguments and chaotic moments. You start to see the beauty in the bond and how important it is to nurture it. So whether your family looks like mine or completely different, I hope this episode reminded you of how impactful your own relationships can be. Remember, your ink tells a story. And when you share it with love, that story leaves impact. Until next time, may your ink be impactful in your life and in your families too. Bye for now, lilies.